and welcome to episode 4 of U.S. Air Force Command Clash, a 6-part series bringing together active duty airmen along with special guests to see which airbase is the best at Call of Duty Modern Warfare. My name's Lisa Malambry, aka Lucy May, and so far we've introduced you to Command Clash and visited 2 air bases. Now we're across the halfway mark, and so we'll be visiting our 3rd installation now, which is Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Let's fly. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, a part of the United States Air Force's Air Combat Command, is located in Tucson, Arizona. The base is home to the 355th Wing, responsible for training and deploying A-10C Thunderbolt II pilots. Davis-Monthan's aircraft inventory includes 84 A-10Cs, 15 EC-130H Compass Calls, 7 HC-130J Combat Kings, 15 HH-60G Pavehawks, a contingent of F-16 Fighting Falcons, and 4,000 assorted aircraft in the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group. The mission of the 355th is threefold. First, deploy, employ, support, and sustain attack air power and airmen in support of combatant commanders anywhere in the world. Second, train the finest attack pilots for the combat air forces. Third, provide every member of the Desert Lightning team with responsive, tailored, and mission-focused base support. If anyone's ever jumped out of a plane, blow it up in chat right now. You are all braver than me. All right, before we meet our players, here's what's going down. Every week, our airmen will rack up points in multiple rounds of Call of Duty's Free-for-All, Gunfight, and Warzone. We start off with 5 airmen, and the lowest performing player of each of the first 2 game modes will say goodbye. The remaining 3 will go on to represent Davis-Monthan in our finale episode, where the 4 air bases will test their skills one more time to prove who's the best at Call of Duty. We're going to see what these airmen think today, so let's meet them right now. Up first, we have Senior Airman Nicholas Madison. Hello, what is your job on base?
Hey, I'm a loadmaster for rescue. I'm a C-130.
Ooh, that sounds very fun. Okay, well, what's been the best part of service for you?
Mainly getting to fly around the world and throw people and stuff out of the plane.
Throw people and stuff out of the plane. I can't wait to hear, hopefully, more on that later. Up next, we've got Airman First Class Devin McMullen. Hello, and what is your job on base?
Hello. Currently, my job is the electronic warfare for the EC-130s.
Ooh.
And so basically, I just work on the back end part of it.
I like you said warfare. Such a strong word. Love it. So what's your favorite thing on base and why?
Definitely favorite thing on base would have to be just the people. Just because you can meet a friend every day as soon as you go out.
Aw, that's a way to start off an episode with much camaraderie. I like it. Okay, next, we have Senior Airman Zachary Miller. Hello, and what is your job on base?
I work on I'm a avionics technician for the A-10 and U-2 spy plane.
Ooh, that is awesome. The A-10s, that's a very coveted plane to discuss. We're going to be hearing more about that today. We can't wait to share. But what makes this space unique? Of course, the Warthogs. What else?
What makes it unique is definitely being in the 100-degree weather of the desert, definitely. And also the amount of aircraft to land through here is pretty cool, too. You see a whole bunch of cool stuff every day working out on the flight line.
Oh, it's pretty high traffic there. All right, moving on. Our next airman, it is Staff Sergeant Casey Nation. Hello, we would love to hear what your job is on base.
Hey there. I do all the medical supply ordering, medical logistics for the 48th PJs on base.
Ooh, what's PJs mean for us noobs?
Pararescue.
That is a really important job as well, and I've heard stories on that. It's a lot going on. So good. That is amazing. I want to know now from you, what's been the most rewarding part of the job? So this is kind of a fitting question for you.
Yeah, so I would say this job now is extremely rewarding. I just moved over from the med group, so the mission and the ops tempo is completely different than what I'm used to. So when they come in and they're asking directly for supplies, I can see that direct impact. So it's a very unique situation that I'm in.
Fantastic. I love how we're encompassing all of the base here today. Thank you so much. And lastly, we have Airman Philip Sussman. Hello, and what is your job on base?
Hi, my job is aircraft armament systems. I'm a technician, and there's multiple parts to the job, but my part is mainly to take apart like the gun system and do scheduled maintenance on it and anything dealing with munitions.
Oh, I like it. All right, fantastic. Well, good luck today. Here are the airmen representing Davis-Monthan. Thank you all for being here. Absolutely. You guys are heroes, amazing. You're fantastic. Good luck with the games. Now, let's meet our special guests. First up, a friend from all the way back from red light to green light. He's a gamer, streamer, and a father of 2 beautiful children. Please welcome former NFL wide receiver Hank Baskett. What is good?
How you doing, little lady? How you been?
I've been well. I'm really excited you're on the show today, man, to hang out a little bit. You're going to be hanging out with Jeff a little bit more, but, we'll get some combo in at some point.
Oh, we got you. It's been fun keeping up with you. Sad to see you and Rick leave, but I know how excited you are to be back in Kansas City,
Oh, yeah. So, Chad, he's just meaning we were in LA, and now we have relocated to Kansas City because I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. Sorry, guys. But anyways, all right, thanks, Hank. Our next special guest is an NFL outside linebacker and Super Bowl 45 champ. Everyone welcome the best hair in the game. It's Clay Matthews. What's up?
Not a whole lot. I appreciate that intro, and I'm glad you recognize it as the best hair in the game. Happy to be here, Lisa. You need to travel with me everywhere and announce myself as that. So thank you.
You're welcome. You can use it as long as you say dubbed by Lucy May. It's fine. I'll let that slide. We'll squeeze that in. All right, man. Well, thank you guys for being here. Cannot wait to see you all in action. So have fun today. Now let's meet our amazing caster. He's an actor, comedian, and streamer, the voice of Ghost in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You all know what's up. Hypes in chat right now for Jeff Leach. What's up, man? Another week.
How you doing, Lisa? You all right?
I'm all right. I'm excited for another week with our airmen on a new installation. Excited to get into it.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait to see some more action like we've had in the previous episodes, and today will be no different. So thank you very much, Lisa, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today, of course, you know the rigmarole by now. We're going to be dishing up a sweaty serving of COD with some of Davis-Monthan's finest. We're all going to be playing and slaying in free-for-all to kick off with, then 2v2 gunfights, and of course, the almighty Warzone to wrap things up later on in the day. Our airmen are going to be trying to prove their prowess in Verdansk and, of course, compete for bragging rights on base. But to get there, survival will be the name of the game. Points are going to be tallied over 3 rounds for free-for-all, and the airman who scores lowest will have to make like a UAV and RTB. Bye-bye, see you later, airman. And then leaderboards are going to be returned to 0 points as we start our 2v2 gunfights, ladies and gents. But once again, our airmen are playing to stay. So after 3 rounds of 2v2, 1 more of our airmen will be grounded indefinitely. And once it's down to just 3 contenders, it's the last chance to rack up points for the ultimate on-base bragging rights. The score resets a final time, and we'll drop spicy hot and figure out who knows a buy station from their bootlaces. That's what's coming up, so let's kick off with our free-for-all matches. On that Rust map, such a wonderful map to run around. I mean, it's really a bit of a circular motion, seems to work out well for people. Keep yourself on the move constantly. Don't sit in one spot for too long. Try and use the various bits of cover that are available to you. And if you can get a nice high position on that central part of the map, that could potentially work out well for some of these players today. Mystery and Phil taking early kills, popping themselves top of the leaderboard. Popped in the back there. Milnar's great kill. Using that high ammo, rapid fire, great ADS speed, SMG. Really on these maps, I feel like the best gun loadouts to have are those SMGs, are those higher rate of fire guns, and potentially even the LMG we saw back in episode number 1. Lovely kill there. Flanks is playing well. And unfortunately gets popped in return. Mystery sitting out on top now with 5 kills. Phil of the Future close behind with 4 kills on the leaderboard. Takes a couple of shots from behind. Manages to get a pop back before he's popped in the back of the head again. You see a lot of parabellums being run in the loadouts on these maps. Makes sense, again, like I say, with that extended mag, it really is a powerful gun with such a high rate of fire. Woo! As we saw just there, ladies and gentlemen, those 9mm bullets just shredding at close range. Which 9 times out of 10 you will be on this map. Lovely headshot, good revenge kill. Mystery still sitting out on top with 9 kills, 10 kills. Booyah manages to find a return fire there. Takes out his Tango. Using cover. Nice and slow progression around this map. Unfortunately, that growl will not slap if you get literally meleeed in the side of the head as you're trying to do so. Mystery absolutely dominating now. 12 kills up on the leaderboard. And here we have it. Player trying to take that high ground. Great first kill. Give themselves a King Slayer title. And here's the P90. Another high stacked ammo. Fast rate of fire. Tubatux gets down there. Scanning left and right, just looking for players on the map. Can't see anyone. There we go. Pops out just in time. Manages to find the kill. Despite missing a few of those middle shots. We'll get the quick reload in. Continue maneuvering around. See someone hop in the fence. Can't get the kill. Woo! Takes out Mara. Says goodbye to those kawaii ears. See you later, weeb. Don't know who's the weeb in this integration. Running that pink tracer gun there. Nice little drop shot. Making good use of the high and low positioning. Does it make us rage infinitely when we see people drop shotting in Warzone? Absolutely. Does it work on those multiplayer maps? Also, absolutely. There it is again. Mystery out on top with 20 kills so far. Tubatux sits down in 4th position with just 12. Be interesting to see how the rest of that leaderboard looks. 21 kills to Mystery. Just Kobeing out those nades. Hoping one of those Semtex might find an enemy player. Looking around the map, can't really see anyone up there. Doesn't have a great position, decides to take a lower position. Again, this is the difficulty. If you take that high ground, you may find the occasional kill. Unfortunately, if the players are utilizing their cover well enough, you may well be completely out of luck in terms of high kills. Takes back to the ground, takes a nade to the face, but they'll be loading back in, spawning on that lower level and hoping for more kills. Lovely little flank around the side there. Managed to find another kill. Ooh! And that time Mara comes out on top. Puts those kawaiis to good use. Oh! Absolutely just spraying and praying there and manages to find a kill. GG's. Throws the C4 out. Doesn't get to pop it in time and won't find the kill there. That little bunny hop around the corner didn't serve them well enough. And they'll be eating dirt for Christmas. Milnars takes a couple of shots to the back there. Mystery again dominating. 25 kills, top of the leaderboard. Booyah in 2nd place with 22 kills. So these two are going to be fighting for the top spot. Point blank kills there. Thermite grenade sent out. Manages to find it marked. Mystery absolutely dominating throughout this entire map. Seems that fast ADS speed, that high rate of fire, a constant movement around the map, utilizing all of the different positions, ensuring that wherever the other players are spawning, Mystery will be there to mop them up one by one. Running out in the open, dangerous positioning here. Seems to have worked out well, though. Mystery out on top with 30 kills, absolutely decimating the rest of the Airmen in this match. Booyah in second place with 23. And there's the final kill cam. Woo. Hot out of the gate on that first free-for-all match there, ladies and gentlemen. High kills across the board. Now, a lot of the Airmen, you guys wouldn't have played it against each other or with each other yet. How was that going head-to-head for the first time?
I guess I'll step in. It was fun. We never played against each other really, except for maybe once or twice. Just having fun. But we usually play Warzone, and yeah, it's definitely different than playing with them as your teammate.
I was impressed. I was like, across the board, high kill count, not that many deaths, and of course, even Clay racked up a pretty impressive score as well, and he said he was having a little mess around with his loadout, so well done to each and every one of you. But let's go over to Clay and Lisa for a bit more of an in-depth chat about the successes and failures from round one.
All right, yeah, thanks, Jeff. Here we are with Casey, who is on the bottom of the scoreboard. Bum, bum, bum.
I am.
I'm supposed to take over and ask you what happened to be the lowest of the Airmen, but I actually finished below you, so I feel like I shouldn't even be asking this question. But what happened there? I mean, give us a rundown. I'll tell you what happened. You know, I something went wrong here. Don't worry about me. We're talking about you right now. What happened?
That's okay. Yes. I just, I couldn't get into a routine, into a groove. I went to my normal spots or like the way I would like check things, and I just couldn't find anybody. I thought I was the only one there for the longest time. And then I started panicking with my, my loadouts and things like that. So I was like, I could never recover from that.
I did the same thing. So I'm gonna roll with that excuse. Hopefully next game we can do better.
All right, guys, we need you both to step it up, please, okay? This is kind of a competition. No, we're having fun here. All right, well, good luck on your next games. But first, before you go, I need to ask you, because we have some challenging situations here happening. I want to know what's been the biggest adjustment you've had to make for living on base or base life.
Yeah, living on base here at DM is actually pretty great. One of the biggest issues for me was Tucson is not a very traffic-friendly town, so I used to live off base, and that took a lot of my time. But ever since moving on base, I've gotten a lot of time back in my life. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do with all this extra time.
Oh. Doesn't seem like a challenge at all. It seems like...
Should all join the Air Force if that's the case.
This has been pretty great.
I don't know what to do with all this time, he says.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, good luck on your next games. Now, let's bring on board the outperforming of them all right here, right now. It's Devin.
Hello, how's it going?
Devin, what was up with that? I think every time I looked at you, I was getting shot in the face. What was your plan for that game? Just run and gun, get high ground? I mean, I couldn't even find you.
Yeah, pretty much just that, just run and gun. I don't really like to stand still too much. I'm always like kind of rush players, kind of figure out where everyone is and adjust accordingly.
What were you using?
I was using the Growl mostly, and then MP5.
Yeah, definitely. SMG. Put it on us, not only me, but Casey as well. So congratulations, but I'm coming after you this next match, just letting you know.
Looking forward to it.
Clay, are you going to change your guns now to match Devin's?
I'm going to go with the Growl and the MP5, just like my man said here. And I'm going to just use the taste of his own medicine.
Give it right back. Okay, well, so I want to know then, getting a little bit more to know on you with the Air Force life, is what's been the loudest thing on base? I mean, if it's an aircraft, then maybe more specifically which aircraft, or just what is it?
Definitely will have to be, every now and again we'll have like F-35s, I think they are, take off, and those scream. So definitely one of those.
Oh, wow. So it's just like this really higher pitched kind of a sound than the rest.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Ooh, oh, he called me
You
ma'am.
watch Top Gun, okay? Watch Top Gun, and then you'll know exactly what it sounds like for an F-35.
Okay, hang on. Beep, boop, bop, boop, beep. I'm looking it up right now. No, just kidding. All right, well, I need to see better performance out of you, Clay. And Devin, keep it up. Good luck on the next round. So let's send it back over to Jeff to check out the leaderboard.
All right, folks, let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands after that first free-for-all match. First of all, personal shout-out to Clay. Did very well in that first round. Got a few points and a few kills racked up. Not bad for a professional athlete, ladies and gentlemen. I think you'll agree. But sitting at the top of the leaderboard is Devin McMullen with a very powerful 30 points. And unfortunately, sitting down bottom, KC Nation with just 18. He's going to have to do something special in rounds 2 and 3 to make sure he doesn't end up getting cut. He said he's got a lot of free time on base. Maybe you want to spend that free time practicing multiplayer. So that's the ranking so far, but the final outcome is by no means set because everything could change over the next 2 free-for-all maps, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Airmen, you want to keep Clay on your good side. You've seen the size of those forearms. He's going to come for you if you don't. And let's head over to Scrapyard next for round number 2. The countdown begins. Yeah, exactly. Always play around with your guns beforehand. Ooh, a last-minute change. Just double-checking they got the Fennec equipped. That Fennec absolutely slapping in Warzone right now. Oh, not good enough. Taken out as soon as he got his loadout. Handy there. Tuba Tux racking up a few kills. Unable, unfortunately, to see the usernames on the left-hand side. There we go. Looks like Phil of the Future took another kill there. Tuba Tux, 2 kills racked up on the leaderboard, sitting out top. 3 for Booyah You. 4, in fact, after that kill there. As you can see, this is what I'm looking for. Head on a constant spin, looking left, looking right, expecting players to creep up behind you. If they're doing the game right, they will be moving constantly around this Scrapyard map. Now, having played this Scrapyard map a huge amount over the last few days, I don't understand why more of these players are not utilizing those central planes. It's a great place to post yourself up. Gives you a good vantage point to be able to take out any players who are trying to flank around you either right or left. A C4 there just to let their presence be known. I'm over here. In case you were wondering where I'm at, come and find me. Booyah You. And find them they did. They absolutely slapped in the dome there. But Booyah You sitting out pretty on top with 7 kills. Oh! How did they get the reload? Surprised they even had time to do that there. Our player's already dead. Look at that little bunny hop round the corner. Hate to see it, but it does work normally. Clearly not in this moment. Booyah You sitting out top with 8 kills racked up on the leaderboard so far. In 5th place, Milnar's unfortunately sitting down low with just 3 kills so far. Got to step up their game, got to step up the aggression, and got to keep the movement going. Tuba Tux now up on top with 9 kills racked up on the leaderboards. Big couple of shots from across the map. There we go, utilizing that central plane. That's exactly what I was looking for. Use the Scrapyard. It's in the title of the multiplayer map. It's giving you a bit of a heads up and exactly what you should be doing. Hiding amongst that scrap metal. Keeping some kind of cover on your left and right. Ensuring that you don't get flanked by other players. Unfortunately, not every single one of these airmen seems to understand that. Tuba Tux sitting out top pretty with 12 kills. Close behind with 10 is Booyah You. Seems to be between these 2 players for the top spot right now. I'd love to have a little look at some of the players a bit further down the link. Maybe in 5th place. Let's have a look at Milnar's and see who's sitting down low. See exactly what they're doing wrong. 4 kills they already have racked up. Unfortunately, that's about 8 short of the top spot right now. Now, I'm not sure if these airmen are less used to this map, or maybe just that central fuselage is providing extra cover, so it's harder to find players to actually take down on this map. We see a little bit of pre-firing there as going around the corner. Does work if you know exactly where the player is. Unfortunately, you might just be shooting dead air, which is what happened there. A lot of bunny hopping, a little drop shot there as well. Nice way to take a slay. Get yourself another kill lined up. Phil of the Future with 11 kills in 4th place. Now, I'd love to see this. 15 in the top spot, 11 in 4th position. Not a huge amount between the top players and the center of that leaderboard right now. Anyone's game at this point. Woo! A little bit of third party there. That was probably a double kill across the other side of the map. Excellent play. Will the nade find its partner? No, it doesn't. Doesn't need it in the ending. Just absolutely slaps them with the AUG there. The modified AUG with that long barrel. Providing a good, short, close game. And also a bit of a mid-range as well. Iron Sights, of course. Your SMGs. You want that ADS speed to be as quick as possible to ensure the fastest possible reload. recoil, head spins, and takedowns on the map. Tubertuck's now sitting out pretty with 19 kills. Oh no, whoa. Mystery is just taking the top spot with 19 kills. My apologies, Tubertuck sitting just behind with 18. Quantum P, our man on the ground. Clay down there with 6 kills. Respectable, still racking up a few kills. Gotta love him for that. Changing loadouts here, like to see that. Trying to rotate and put on a different laser. What are you doing? Get out of your loadout and get back in the game. Jesus Christ. Switching out the tac laser. Unbelievable. Was it necessary during the game? Probably want to work on those loadouts prior to actually going into a match. On the old-fashioned, always works better for me. Milnar's getting destroyed there in a rapid succession. Mr. Reese sitting way out on top now. That's our man Devon again on the ground with 25 kills, sitting top of the leaderboard. Distance the gap between himself and second and third position. So you can see Phil of the Future there in third with just 17 kills. He's going to have to do a lot over the next minute or so of gameplay if he wants to try and shorten that gap somewhat. Avoiding those warehouses seems to be the play right now. As soon as you're out in the open there's a lot of space, there's a lot of different angles you can be popped from, as we've seen just there on the screen. Mystery will not let you forget it either. 27 kills racked up in first position right now. Tubertuck's close behind with 22. Unfortunately, not close enough. I don't think he's going to be able to bridge that gap. Woo! Love that. Little nade down the center. A quick flick to the left. Takes out one of his opponents. Another tango inside the warehouse. Avoid that warehouse at all costs, ladies and gentlemen. It's never going to work out well for you. The one kill you might be able to rack up will not undo the multiple amounts of players who will be able to see you on the map. This is where I like to sit, right in the center of the fuselage. And there's the victory. Final kill up on the leaderboard. Mystery sitting pretty with a powerful 30 points. Close second with Tubertucks at 24. And Booyah Yoob at just 21. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. Another sweaty round. Another powerful show of prowess from, I believe, Devon. Did anyone find anything different on that one? A lot of you seem to be hanging around the hangars there. Who is a hanger around in the hangars? Because I need to have a word with you. You're getting slapped. Your cheeks are getting clapped. You've got to change your gameplay style. And also, who was playing around with their loadout halfway through the game? Are you mental?
Oh, God, I played horrible that round. Horrible.
Was that you, Phil? Was that you, Phil, lingering around the center of that hangar?
Probably.
Well, listen, you learned some lessons today. Don't hang around hangars. Hang around bars. That way you might meet someone and you'll be able to give up gaming forever and just rest back into a life of happiness. Lisa, back to you for the final scores and a quick debrief.
Thanks, Jeff. It's Zach on the bottom of the scoreboard, everyone. Buddy, hate to see it. Clay, give it to him.
Zach, I saw you messing with your loadout in the middle of the match. I mean, I didn't do that, and I finished worse than you, but I definitely switched between 3 to 5 classes, figuring that's why I sucked as much as you. So give us what happened right there.
The iron sights were getting a bit annoying halfway through that match, so I thought I could quickly put on optics, but I forgot that I already had 5 attachments, so that took a whole ordeal to get everything right, and it messed me up so hard.
Oh man! Well then, I think our audience wants to know which attachment did you say goodbye to?
The tac laser, which I think was the worst option. Definitely not the best choice, but I had to be quick because I was already wasting so much time.
Right. All right, well, hopefully you do better. You have one more round in order to get those points. So before you go, I need to know a little bit more personal on you with the air base life. What does your day typically look like? When does it start, first of all?
Usually starts at right around 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I go into my office right around. I would do support personnel technically, so I hand out tools from like 7 to 3. I maintain all the tools essentially for the flight line.
Oh, he says I go to my office.
Yeah.
Seems rather important to have the right tools there.
Yeah. Well, as a noob, I want to know. So you have to be in the office at 7, but when do you wake up to be there by 7? Go.
5:30 usually in the morning. 5:15.
You like long drawn out breakfasts?
Yeah.
Or a long shower.
Long drawn out mornings takes me a long time to get ready.
Just like
I also
wake
live
up.
quite a bit away.
Right. All right, man. Zach, Appreciate you. Good luck on the next one. Up next, we do have our winner of that round, and it is Devin, guys. Hello. Welcome back. Nice to see you. It's been a long time.
Good to be back. Yeah, thank you.
Devin, with that small map, did you just continue with the the SMGs, Grau, MP5, run and gun? Just keep doing what's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I had a little bit of a rough start, but I'm just happy I brought it back again.
Yeah, obviously.
He's like a little
I
bit
think we're gonna team up on him pretty soon. We're gonna make a side deal with the other airmen, and
anything for more of a challenge.
take this guy out.
Oh, okay. He's on for it. Oh.
Hey.
Then getting a little more personal with you, Devin. So I want to know, do you work specifically on the A10s at all?
No, I do not work on the A10s. I work on the EC-130s. But yeah, I actually work on the plane. Every now and again, whenever we have to remove a part from the plane and get stuff going on, I usually help out with that.
All right, fantastic.
EC-130, wow, that's impressive.
Is it, Clay? Tell us.
Well, it's impressive because I've played with them a number of times in the Call of Duty franchise, so that's why it's impressive to a noob in the armed forces like me.
Same. I'm with you. I'm hearing what you have to say, Clay, and taking it in and learning with you. So thanks for that. All right. Well, good luck on your next round, Devin. Maybe we'll. No, we won't see you next. It's only going to be our goodbye airman. But anyhow, good luck. All right. Thank you for your service. So with its iconic teeth and 30mm cannon, the A-10 Warthog is a beast, you all. It is the most feared aircraft in all of the Air Force. It is also housed at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Take a look.
All right, let's take another look at that leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely dominating after 2 rounds of taking the top spot. Devin McMullen is at 60 points. I'm sure that even if he came last in the next round, he's already confirmed to go through. Zachary Miller is now taking the lowest spot. Casey Nate get a few points in that last round, pushing up 3rd position, but it's anyone's game to play for. It's now Airmen time to step up, be counted. So who is going to clap and who is getting clapped? One of you will be packaged up and sent home. So let's find out who over on the shipment map. Right, here we go into round number 3, ladies and gentlemen, in this shipyard. It's going to be an absolute sweat fest. I'm sure Devon's going to have the time of his life. Devon the Destroyer. I'm renaming him. Look at this quick scope. That's got to be old Debbie. Got to be old Dev, isn't it? Woo! Unfortunately, not quick enough. Takes a bullet to the dome there. Super Tuck taking out whoever that is. Can't see it on the screen right now. Milnar's racked up a little kill. Good to see it. Nice to see those lower players on the leaderboards assert their dominance once in a while. Now, camping in the corner is never going to work out well for you here. Shipment is one of those maps, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, where realistically, it doesn't matter where you are. You're probably going to have players coming from all sides. The most enjoyable map to level up weapons. Popping those proximity mines left, right, and center, though, not a bad look, not a bad idea. See if you can rack up a few lethal kills as well as the gun-related ones. Mystery Sing at the top again. Every single round. Devon the Destroyer, 8 kills racked up already. But again, not much distancing. Top spot from the last spot so far. 9-5, I believe, in terms of kill totals. Just yeeting those nades out left, right, and center. I don't blame you. Why not go for the Kobe kills as well, ladies and gentlemen? It's the way to do it. Send it! Slow and steady, progressing around the outside of the map. Unfortunately, you really got to find some cover and cling to a dear life on this map. Shipment, as you know, anytime you got a new gun that you want to level up, this is the place you come. Because you know it's going to be a high kill game. You're going to be intrigued to see just how many Devon the Destroyer racks up over the course of this round. And who knows? Maybe some of those lower players might even be able to claw their way back up the leaderboard and avoid being kicked out at the end of round number 3 on free-for-all. How are we feeling about those kawaii ears, ladies and gentlemen? Are we anime weebs in the chat? Let me get some ooh-woo-woo if you are in the chat. And if you're not, I don't blame you. If they ever try and put those kawaii cat ears on Ghost Operator skin, I'm going to find the devs who did it and deal with them myself personally. Ghost out. Anyway, back to gameplay. Finn of the Future has taken the top spot for the first time in the competition so far with 18 kills racked up already. Devon sitting 3rd position with 15 kills. Not sure who's sitting in 2nd right now. I'm sure we'll rotate through and find that out. Booyah you! With 18, ladies and gentlemen, so far. Woo! Look at the precision. Absolute laser beam. MP5 loadout. Perfect for both multiplayer and Warzone. It's a great pusher class. And integral for any good player. I'm interested to hear that Devon was saying earlier on in his chat with Lisa and Clay that he likes running the Growl along with the MP5. Growl, one of my favorite guns in the game. Is it as good as the Kilo? Lots of questions to be asked. Obviously right now, the meta being the Origin shotgun. I'm surprised to see none of the players rocking the Origin as it stands right now on this map, especially for close proximity engagement like you get on Shipment. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Love that. Love to see it. Finn of the Future getting the occasional kill there. And by occasional, I mean 25 racked up on the leaderboard by now. Absolutely dominating with those quick scope kills with the sniper or the MK2 carbine. But for me, the money is really on those SMGs. Just the rate of fire, the ADS speed, and of course, the 45 round mag. Allows you to get those double kills just like that one right there. Tuba Tugs absolutely destroying their opponents. Airmen, well done everyone. Not bad at all. Now I believe that Clay didn't even come last there, which means one of you lot did. You got beaten by a professional athlete. One of you's gonna have to live that down. Be honest with me. Zachary, you've been struggling a little bit. Philip, you've been struggling a little bit. How are you going to wind down after these matches and try and reinvigorate yourself with the self-confidence you need to be one of the most amazing airmen down on the ground or up in the air?
Definitely some nice tea.
A cup of tea, eh? That's the most British answer I've ever heard in my entire life. I love that. Philip looks like he's more likely to have a little cry after it. I got to be honest.
A little bit, but I actually went off a little bit on this game, I think. To be honest with you.
You did. You did, brother. Well, another winner steps into the spotlight, but that means for someone else, it's time to retire to the wings to learn more lines. Let's find out who that was with Lisa.
Thanks, Jeff. Dun, dun, dun. Zach is back.
Hello again.
Zach, this is all too familiar. I was able to finish third that game. Changed up my loadout a little bit. Kind of showed out a little bit. What about you? What happened there?
I guess I'm not up for these fast-paced kind of multiplayer games. I'm more. It's more like domination and capture the flag, and like search and destroy, or like more like my favorite multiplayer modes, like the slow and like I get to actually aim at people.
I'm with you. You like to, think about it, be a little more tactical with your approach as opposed to just running out there getting shot and doing it over again. But
those last two maps definitely not up to my style. Definitely not.
Oh. Yeah, bummer, and it's our first mode too. Zach, we are bummed to see you go. You are fantastic. Where can everyone find you streaming?
At my Twitch link is going to be Milnarz, MLYNARZ. My Twitch is going to be the same on my YouTube channel. I mainly stream League, but I also stream COD as well, because this game's I always come back to this game. It's always a blast.
All right, there it is, and you can go check him out over there playing some objective-styled games. Zach, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for your service.
Pleasure. Thank you.
All right, time to set up for our next mode. Now, earlier we saw what the A-10 is capable of. Here's a quick history on this versatile aircraft.
The A-10 Thunderbolt II has been a member of the 74th, 75th, and 76th Fighter Squadron dating back to 1980. The first flight was May 10th, 1972. The A-10 Thunderbolt was used by the 74th and 76th in Desert Storm, but the 75th played a major role in Desert Storm as well, because that unit was taken and their people were divided up between the two units. I was a 75th weapons loader during that time frame, and I deployed with the 76th. The A-10 was actually on the chopping block before Desert Storm. Then General Horner saw all the reviews and how capable the A-10 was and how successful it was. They had outbriefed Iraqi officers and said that the A-10 scared them the most because they said that it loitered around the area with long periods of time and hit their targets with deadly accuracy. So General Horner extended the life of the A-10. And the A-10 has been modified. It's now a C model. It's got a glass cockpit. That basically means it's a lot of digital instead of push button. The A-10 holds a gigantic gun that's called the GAL-8 Avenger. It can hold 1,174 rounds, but typically they fly with 1,150 rounds in a combat mix. And it's capable of shooting 4,200 rounds a minute in high rate and 2,100 rounds a minute in low rate, but it's at a fixed rate of 3,900 rounds a minute. We have 11 pylons, which are basically loading stations on this aircraft. Typically on either station 1 or 11, they fly with AIM-9s just in case if they have to go to an air-to-air roll. And then on the opposite end of the device that holds the AIM-9s, you have typically a ECM pod on the other end. But it can use several different loadouts depending on what mission the aircraft needs to do. The pilot is protected in a titanium tub. That way, if people shoot at them all day long, they're still protected. To show the durability of the A-10, I give an example of Colonel Dave Sawyer, who was the wing commander of the 23rd Tactical Fighter Wing at England Air Force Base when we were in Desert Storm. He is one of 4 people that have landed the A-10 without hydraulics. He was shot up in combat, but still managed to land the aircraft successfully. In 2003, Captain Kim Campbell, she was a member of the 75th Fighter Squadron, and she successfully landed the A-10, which was also shot up and did not have hydraulics. We've had some marvelous feats with the A-10. Here at Moody Air Force Base, we have an actual historic aircraft because it shot down a Mi-8 hit during Desert Storm. This particular aircraft, along with the F-105, which we talked about previously, were both a part of the 355th. This is a 75 model. I personally saw this aircraft land at Pope Air Force Base in 92. It had a beautiful paint scheme on it, which was the old green. Sadly, we went to the gray paint scheme, but it's still a mean-looking aircraft. If you look on the front of the aircraft, you see the famous Flying Tiger teeth. Those are the first aircraft in the 23rd Wing history to have the wraparound teeth on the front. All the other aircraft, if you look at them, they either stopped at the dome, or if you look at the A7, it has an open intake, so there's no teeth that are wrapped around. So in the early 80s, they had a competition, and an airman from the medical group actually won the competition to design the teeth that went on the A-10.
If you're just joining us, we just wrapped some free-for-all gameplay and said goodbye to one of our airmen. 4 remain, but only 3 can make it to Warzone. How will they perform in the next game mode? Well, let's find out over with Jeff, who's ready to kick off the action.
That's right, Lisa. It has been furious. It has been frantic. But now all of our airmen need to knuckle down some serious strategy and, of course, the best comms they can manage. It's time for 2v2 gunfight action. So here's how it's going to work. One lucky airman is going to be teamed up with one of our very special guests to go head-to-head with another one of their fellow airmen, and of course, our second special guest. All of the players only have 1 life and a completely randomized loadout each and every round. The best 4 out of 7 rounds will win the overall match. But remember, airmen, you're not just fighting to win the rounds, you're fighting to stay in the tourney. Because at the end of those 3 rounds, the airman with the lowest score will be leaving us. The first teams to go head-to-head today will be Devin McMullen, of course, Devin the Destroyer, he's now called. Running with Clay Matthews, the greatest hair in the NFL, versus Casey Nation, and of course their running mate, Hank Baskett, the sexiest beard in the NFL. Let's see how it's done, shall we? Right, ladies and gentlemen, Atrium will be the map for our first 2v2 gunfight action. Remember, we've got Devin McMullen running with Clay Matthews versus Casey Nation, and of course, Hank Baskett. Who's going to take the wins, though? Small map, lots of cover to be utilized. Are they going to play slow and steady or go for an aggressive push? So let's see, straight off the bat, some good movement to the right-hand side. Seems like we've got 1v1 situations going on. Devin can't find the final shot. And there he goes, takes out one of the teammates. Devin and Clay dominating, pushing a little bit harder. Don't seem to know where their player is, but they do get the final allegiance win, taking both coalition players down. 1 point up on the leaderboard already. But remember, it's the first 4 out of 7 matches will be winning this first round. There you go. Clay Matthews leaving himself very open there. And HB3, Hank Baskett takes out Clay, proving I am the dominator here. It's now a Devin versus Casey showdown. And the coalition will take the win. Casey and Hank Baskett dominating on that round, taking out their respective other players, 1 by 1. Into round number 3 now. See the little players using that outside edge, not really using the cover, leaving themselves very open up there, but it seems to have paid off the Allegiance team on that round. 2 points up on the leaderboard. Hank Baskett drops like a sack of potatoes. Devin and Clay, again, using those sides. They almost expect where the player is going to be moving to. 1 shot, not 1 kill. Moves to the right-hand side. See if we can get the finish on Hank Baskett. Back and forth, but leaving himself very much open there for a push along the flank. Hank Baskett takes the win there. Dropping Devin. Letting him know, I remember what happened last round, and I won't let it happen a second time. I like to see the movement, I just don't like to see the lack of using that cover. These players are putting themselves so out in the open, and as you can see from that coalition win there, racking up 3 points, you really got to use the cover. Hank Baskett coming through like an absolute pro today. Let's just point out this man is a professional athlete, and yet he's playing like a professional esports player right now, utilizing that cover, setting his gun up nicely on the corner edges, and not leaving himself open from multiple different directions. He's going to have to do something special now. Both Devin and Clay still up, and it's not going to be good enough. Allegiance level the score out with 3-3. This will be match point. This next round is all to play for both Allegiance and Coalition squads. Devin and Clay, Casey and Hank. Who's going to come out on top? We're going to kick off viewing Hank and Casey here. Oh, it's over before it started. An Allegiance win, 4-3. Hank Baskett knocked off his feet. Woo! I tell you what, that was a sweaty game, wasn't it? Let me just say, Casey, you got teamed up there, Casey, with Hank Baskett, who actually came out incredibly strong throughout a number of those rounds. Did you think you were going to take the final win there?
No.
What about you, Casey?
Oh, I thought we were doing good. I thought we were going to have that immediately. I pressed the wrong button. I got mounted to the side.
Mounted, yeah, you were tapping that Z bar. Not only that, you also spent quite a bit of time just standing out in the open like, I'm over here. Hi. Hi. Well, listen, before we get into more fine details of exactly what happened over those rounds, who do we think is going to come out on top? Our number crunchers are busy in tallying points, but whilst they do, it's back over to Lisa.
Thanks, Jeff. Yes, while our airmen are setting up for their next round, check out this look behind the scenes at Munitions Maintenance.
We instruct weapons loading procedures so that flight line crews can obtain and maintain the weapons load certification to upload and download munitions. So weapon standardization runs 24-hour ops, so every day we run a mids, days, and swing shift. That's going to give us up to 6 load pads where the flight line crews will come up to load barn to be evaluated on their loading procedures. We fall under the maintenance group, and we are responsible for all weapons loading procedures on base. So the way that we impact the mission is by keeping our crews certified. Weapon standardization is going to be the first one who learns how to load it, and then we're going to teach the flight line crews, increasing the capabilities of Davis-Monthan's A-10. Last year, Davis-Monthan fired over 1 million 50 cal and 30 millimeter rounds, and we also dropped 18,661 air-to-ground munitions. That does not just happen through the weapons loading procedures, that happens with over 2,000 maintainers spread all over Davis-Monthan that are coming together to make the mission happen. And it's our job to impart our knowledge and experience on the flight line crews so that they can hone their skills and become the best loaders possible.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for 2 new teams to go up against one another in our second set of 2v2 gunfight matches. Now, these matches are going to ascertain who's safe and who's in danger of leaving us today. Philip Sussman is going to be running and gunning with Clay Matthews, and he's going to be going up against Nick Madison, who's bringing the fire with the one, the only Hank I use cover Baskett. Now, get in there, smash their heads in, and stay frosty, Airmen. Good luck to each and every one of you. Same map, ladies and gentlemen. Different players. Remember, Philip Sussman teamed up with Clay Matthews, Nick Madison with Hank Baskett. Is Hank going to continue using that cover? I certainly hope so. Maybe he can teach the rest of these boys a thing or two and carry Nick to a victory. Remember, it's the best 4 of 7. Randomized loadouts. And here we go, running with a couple of AUGs here. Oh, just too slow around that corner. You can't be running and gunning like that. You got to keep that ADS out. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. Leaving himself completely open there. I'm surprised he didn't get lit up yet, and it's too late. He got lit up there. The Allegiance team taking the first win. This Atrium map. Oh, Hank. Too aggressive, Hank. Not using cover. You know what works for you, man. Don't mix it up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right, they're going to be pushing together on that right-hand side, flanking if they can take out players one by one. Unfortunately, only Hank survives that interaction. A nice slide around the corner, and he does take the finish there with a lovely little slide and pre-fire. Just good enough to secure a win. Leveling the scores out and 1-1. Back round to the left-hand side here. Nicely ADS'd in. Looking for those snipe shots. Not finding his mark. Both teams seem to be camping their respective corners. I want to see a little bit more quick scoping action. Seems like one of the players suggested, oh, maybe I'll just run in and punch him in the face. Unfortunately, that's not going to work for you, sir, as that coalition has proven. Flanked from both sides, and it's good night for the Allegiance team. Into the 4th round now. Again, no one using those quick scopes. A wasted Semtex grenade there thrown against the wall. Can he maneuver behind? No, unfortunately he can't. Pegged by both players, both different directions. Allegiance wins, 11 the score out again. This is anyone's game to win. I wonder what the comms are like between these players right now. Really can make the difference between a win and a loss. Good comms, good squad leadership. And of course, trying to flank, especially on these final plays. Hank isn't even certain he's going to get pegged from behind, and it's a pistol shot to the back of his clap cheeks. Take an extra hold from me, says Phil. Philip Sussman and Clay Matthews dominating in that round there. This is match point for them. Can they bring home the win for the Allegiance? Time will tell. An aggressive push right to the center there. A flurry of pistol shots. Unfortunately, Hank Baskets do not find their mark. Clay Matthews takes him out. He's hoping for the finish here on Phil. Can he find it? Yes, he can with the blade. The Allegiance wins 4-2 in the final scores there, ladies and gentlemen. And it's all over for Nick Madison and, of course, Hank Baskett. Kings of clap. Heroes, each and every one of them. They just got one last round of matches to determine who will stay and who will go. Guys, I saw a lot of pistol shots. I saw a lot of sliding. I didn't see much using as cover. I saw a couple of nice knife kills to finish off with. Who pulled out their guns at one point and just decided they're going to try and do it fisticuff style? Who was that? Was that you, Phil?
No, not me.
Must have been you, Nick. Was that you, Nick?
I might have tried it.
To be fair, I thought I had a secondary, so I pulled it out of my face. So
that was you, Nick, wasn't it? Pulling out the fist.
Yeah. You know, you gotta get fancy sometimes.
Oh yeah, how did getting fancy work out for you? Because as far as I could tell, you got shot in the face.
Yep.
Well, listen, one of these guys is going to be going home, but first let's check back in with your host with the most, Lisa.
Thanks, Jeff. I mean, this is going so close back and forth. You love to see it. All right, well, Davis-Monthan Air Base is home to the aircraft Boneyard. So every aircraft has a story to tell, everyone. And many have served overseas. So here's a story of one pilot and his A-10.
I'm Colonel Jeff Hogan, 355th Fighter Group Commander here at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. And I'm here today to talk about the gorgeous airplane 80-144. A little bit of history, and for those of you that are nerds about airplanes and tail numbers, there were 143 A-10s built in the 80-year group. First serial number was 140, so 144 was the 5th jet to be built that year. Kind of put that in perspective, that's 2 fighter wings worth of A-10s built in fiscal year 1980, and it's kind of amazing to think about that. Off the production line, it most likely went directly to USAFE as part of the 81st TAC Fighter Wing at Bentwaters and Woodbridge. It was a Desert Storm veteran and fought with the 511th TAC Fighter Squadron. But in the early 90s, as we started to draw down military forces and we retired a bunch of A-10s, 144 stayed alive though and moved to Shaw Air Force Base as part of the 55th TAC Fighter Squadron. Shortly after that though, in the mid-90s, we moved the A-10s from Shaw to Pope Air Force Base, and 144 joined the 74th Fighter Squadron. And that's where my history with the airplane begins. I showed up at Pope in the summer of 1998 as a wet behind the ears lieutenant, excited to be in an A-10 squadron. And it was one of those times where the airlines were hiring like crazy and people were getting out really rapidly. So very early in 1999, I got assigned my own airplane, which was 144. And that's almost unheard of to have an airplane as a lieutenant, especially at the 6-month point. So my name went on the side of the jet as First Lieutenant Jeff Hogan. I got promoted to captain while I was there, so it's a Captain Jeff Hogan on the side. And because sometimes as ops maintenance team we're a little bit slow changing out names on airplanes after people PCS, my name stayed on the side of the airplane for the majority of the early 2000s. Right before I got back to the 74th in 2006, my name had just been taken off, but it got put right back on. Back in those days, before we had all the rules that we've got today, Pro Supers had a lot of authority to change what airplanes were in the lineup, so I tried to treat the Pro Supers well, and I got to fly 144 pretty much every day that I was out there if it was in the lineup. So if I look at my logbook, I have flown this airplane more than any A-10 out there. So not only did I get to fly this airplane a lot, I had a lot of important milestones in my career. I shot my first Maverick missile ever off of 144. I've crossed the ocean in both directions flying 144. I dropped my first bombs in Afghanistan and actually got a single mission air medal. Throughout the years, I've had some great crew chiefs. My first crew chief on this airplane was a gentleman named Ken Francis, who retired as a chief just a couple years ago. And my last crew chief was a guy named Neil Oltmer. And you'll notice that his name's misspelled on the side of the airplane, which is a running joke between he and I. But I was able to re-enlist Neil inside this airplane in Afghanistan in 2009, and that meant a lot to he and I. We were assigned to this airplane at both Hope and Moody Air Force Base before we flew it to the Boneyard. When I got back to Moody in 2013, we found out that 144 was slated to come here to AMARG, so I respectfully asked to be able to be the guy that flew it out here. In May of 2014, I delivered 144 out here to AMARG. Kind of a little cool story is Neil Oltmer, who had been my crew chief, cross-trained and was a CE troop now at McConnell. So I was able to work with Transient Alert. I flew the airplane out here. I stopped at McConnell for the last gas and go, and TA let him launch his airplane out on the last sortie coming to Davis-Monthan. So you look, if you're able to take all the cool coating off and open the ladder door, you'd see that my name is sitting on the inside of this airplane, signing it when I dropped it off in May. She's definitely yours now here at AMARG, and I ask that you take great care of her. When somebody says your airplane, this is the one that I think about, and it means a lot to me. So I appreciate everything that you guys do for our country, and also the fact you're taking great care of my jet.
All right, friends, this is going to be our final round of 2v2 gunfight, and we're going to find out who the next prisoner number 627 will be. Nick Madison is going to be partnering up with Clay versus KC Nation and their friend to the end, the one, the only Hank. Hank the Tank. This is their final standoff, and it's anybody's game to win, so let's do this. Roger that. We'll be running to aisle 9 for the next map for the 2v2 gunfight, ladies and gentlemen, mixing things up a little bit. I feel like the players got a little too used to that atrium, just working their way around the outsides. Let's add a few levels. Let's add some vertical reach here. Let's give them some vantage spots. Now, are they going to be pushing aggressively, or are they going to hold certain positions? Get a nice little shot. Cheeky little pistol loadouts. All 4 players still up. Hope the comms are good. Wasted nade there. Oh, ho, ho! Delicious point blank shot. Unfortunately, not able to get the second down. Popped in the head by Devin, aka Quantum P. It's all over in round number 1. Another pistol loadout. Remember, all the loadouts are randomized in these 2v2 gunfights. An aggressive push from Nick Madison and Clay. KC Nation and Hank sit back a little bit in their spawn. Unfortunately, that precision just wasn't there, and Hank was able to get the return shots off. And there's an Allegiance win up on the map. 2 wins to 0 from Coalition Squad. Hank got the kill, but Devin denied him the point. Pistols and shotties. Surprised to see none of the players pulling that shotty out right now. Maybe it's the BLK, absolute trash bags if you ask me. Woo! Little cheeky peek from Booyah B. Trading shots back and forth. This is what I'm looking for. A little bit more of a long game. Both players and both teams being a little more conservative, and it paid off there for Hank Baskett. Now, both players need to push aggressively on Devin and see if they can get that final kill. Hank Baskett, can he do it on his own? Sends a nade out. Fortunately, doesn't find its mark. The shotties come out. Full push, full rage. Pinching him from either side. And no! Hank should have had the kill. But Devin flicked his gun at the last moment, takes the shotty, and pops one directly in Hank's forehead. Good night. See you later. And it's match point for the Allegiance team. Just one more win, and they'll be going home with the crown in this series of rounds on 2v2 gunfight. Right, both players now, both teams again playing more defensively. Manages to pop off a couple of shots into Devin. Unfortunately, doesn't get the finish there. Gotta aim for those headshots. Completely pointless getting a couple of body shots if you won't get the finish. Hank takes out Devin's teammate. It's 2v1 now. Devin gets the first down and a second. Every single round, Devin going for the headshots. It really does make a difference. That shotty up close absolutely destroys. Oh my goodness. Hank, Casey, so many rounds there where it was 2v1 and yet you got destroyed by Devin. An absolute beast. Cool under pressure. You can tell by the quilt he's got in his bed in the background. This is a man who likes to be precise.
What's going on there? I got 2 hit markers at point blank with a shotgun. Come on now.
No way.
Hank, you did your best, man. You tried. You got to get those headshots in, mate. Sending one into someone's kneecaps, unfortunately, doesn't do any damage unless it's drop damage out of the plane.
You want to shoot someone in the leg with a shotgun to do damage. Hey, that turn.
Casey, I'm going to be honest, mate. It's not looking good for you right now.
It's not.
What would you have done differently if you could have your time over again?
I'd probably, start playing multiplayer.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, that last match is always havoc. GG's all round, absolute dominance from the Allegiance team of Clay and, of course, Nick Madison. Lisa, over to you for the sad duty of unfortunately telling us which of our airmen is getting the drop.
Yes, Jeff, it is Casey going home as our next airman out. We got a little insight in that last little bit with Jeff. I want to hear any final thoughts of your performance today.
I did better than I thought, to be honest. I got this game for Warzone specifically, and then when I knew that I got picked up for this esports event, then I actually started playing multiplayer and figuring out what this is. But it was all in all, it was like a really good time. It was very fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're so thankful that you were able to be here with us. You did pretty good. I mean, you made it to the second round of gameplays, the mode, if you will. And so you did a great job. But anyhow, as you're leaving, where can everyone find you streaming on your free time?
You can find me at Tubitux, or if it's on Twitch, I'll Tubitux Twitch. I own both handles. My main is Tubitux Twitch, but you can find me anywhere on Tubitux.
All right, I like it. Congrats again. Thank you so much again for being here. And of course, thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
All right, we now have our 3 airmen heading into the finale episode of our Command Clash series, Season 1. They'll be playing Warzone, and up next, we'll find out just how cohesive this team can be. But first, let's take a look at Inside Rescue Operations with Davis-Monthan Airmen.
This site, it's going to compromise my location.
We brought out 2 Hueys and 2 Cobras this week, along with the contingent of maintenance Marines. in order to work on some joint TTPs with the Air Force. We worked with the A-10s, HH-60s, and the HC-130. In the last 2 days, the training that we've been specifically involved with is we were able to do a CSAR mission with the live isolated personnel on the deck. We also worked with an ASOS unit, so by bringing the multiple aircraft out there, we were able to provide both the close air support, the assault support role, as well as being able to split off and do some of the deep air support integrated with the A-10s. The training at night is a huge advantage for us. You know, we're always working on our proficiency to be able to go fly at night. The visual acuity, the details that we're going to see are not going to be as significant as they are in daytime. However, the more we're able to get out and train to those ideas of what we need to do at night allows us to be more effective as we continue to do it in the future. Further, as we have that technological advantage and the proficiency advantage of flying at night, it's going to give us that capability that our adversaries don't necessarily have, which is going to allow us a higher level of survivability. When we leave here in the United States and we go out to execute that mission, we're going to be in a joint environment. That's the way we're set up, and everyone has a different piece of that pie. And by being able to train here, we're going to be able to be more efficient when we do go downrange. This training allows us to understand what everybody is able to bring to the fight. And when the call comes that we actually need to integrate downrange, we're going to be ready for that moment.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen, the cream has risen. It's been strained through the cloth of battle and bloodshed, and it's time for these cheese balls to prove their potency. Welcome to the war zone. Here's how it's going to work, Airmen. Each of the remaining Airmen will be teamed up with one of our special guests, and each is going to try and rack up as many points as possible to be crowned the Call of Duty champ on base. Now, points will be calculated from the whole team's score. That includes the Airmen and our special guest. So for each kill, you will earn 1 point. And your final placement in the Battle Royale will also earn you points. Finally, if you happen to end up with the same score as any of your fellow Airmen, the team that does the most damage will decide the tiebreaker. So let's get our first team ready to drop. Our first duo partnership dropping in the AO will be Devin McMullen, and watching his six, of course, is the inimitable and powerfully bearded Hank Baskett. Tell me, fellas, you got like $4,500 sitting in your inventory. Are you going to buy a self-revive, or are you going to buy a UAV? Which option do you go for?
At that point, I would definitely buy self-revive, just because it's not going to be much to get enough money back up to do UAV.
What about you,
Self-revive. Self-revive. Got to go for it.
Self-revive. So you guys are cautious players. That's what I take away from that. I go UAV every time. I want to know where the rest of these players are so I can get that kill count higher and get a few more points on the scoreboard at the end of my Warzone match.
Yeah,
but each to their own.
Ghost. But if they run in Ghost, it ain't going to do nothing.
Absolutely. If they're running Ghost, what are you going to do? All right, well, our first partnership and getting ready to drop into the AO, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to show you just how much Vava-Voom they can muster in Verdansk. So let's fire up the Warzone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our first match of Warzone. Getting ready to drop hot in the AO. Where are they going to be marking for themselves? Let's have a little look on the map here. Remember, our first team is Devin McMullen. Devin has been an absolute powerhouse throughout all of the different modes today. Multiplayer in free-for-all matches, he came out on top. The 2v2 gunfights, of course, with some great kills there along with Clay to take the crown. Let's see how he gets on in Warzone. And Hank Baskett proving that he's not just a powerhouse of the NFL, but also a crack shot when it comes to Call of Duty as well, ladies and gentlemen. Right, they mark themselves the bunker just to the north of the stadium there. They're going to be going for a long flight down, hoping to get away from the flight path, get themselves nicely gunned up, get some kit, get some inventory stacked, and hopefully get themselves a juicy little loadout before they decide to push on any of those engagements. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of ground loot they pick up. There's been some changes in Call of Duty Warzone over the last few days and weeks, of course, since Season 5 launched. In particular right now, huge amount of kilos, a lot of those Odin shotguns. There you go, grabs a long distance SMG there, nice little AUG. Plays it up. Most important thing to do when you hit the ground, there you go, there's that Origin in the ground loot, as called, as expected. Most important thing to do as soon as they hit the ground, get plated up, start looting, and start taking care of some operations. Really, if they want to make enough money to buy themselves a loadout early on in the game, it'll be important to do so. Choose to ignore the RAM there. I actually love the RAM. Myself personally, switching between ground loot. Oh, he's going to try and use a little code there. Nope, you need a red key card to get through that one, son. Now, I wonder what the comms are like between the players here. They're moving together. They are splitting for the various looting throughout the buildings, keeping the movement, keeping the motion. You can see that both Devin and Hank are experienced players. We saw that in the multiplayer matches. Nice little P90 in the inventory there. Absolutely shreds up close, ladies and gentlemen, as we well know. Not quite as much as the Odin. Woo, I would have grabbed that C4. And so will Hank. A couple of plates in reserve, just in case they have an engagement. Fast looting really is the way forward here. I'm surprised they haven't picked up that operation. What was that one there? Don't want an early bounty? No? I would have taken it. Early bounty, I think, is an easy way to get kills, especially remember, this team is trying to rack up as many points as possible to come top of the leaderboard. Now, final placement, of course, can add a nice chunk of change to that leaderboard standing. But the kills are really what's going to carry them through. 1 point per kill. Unless they start pushing aggressively to try and find other players for those engagements. Ooh, a late drop there. Cracks the player as he goes down towards the police station. Devin's going to be pushing from the right-hand side, probably giving the call out to Hank. Then a late drop, a late flight, a late parachuter just popped down. Who knows? Could even be someone coming back from the ghoulie after a couple of minutes of gameplay. They might have been taken out in an early engagement and decided on a secondary location to try and get prepared to survive the Warzone experience. Looks like Devin is waiting for his teammate, hoping that Hank is going to push up alongside him. Then the two of them can push aggressively from both fronts.
Yeah, he's still in this building. I don't see him anywhere though.
Oh, there we go. Hank is engaged. Woo! Taking care of that most wanted. That'll be a nice chunk of change for both players. I think they get 2,500 apiece there, if I'm not mistaken. They currently have enough for a loadout. I wonder if the team are going to notice. Oh, a big Bertha has just pulled up to the back of the building. That must be the teammate of the most wanted they just took down. It's going for the revive. Well, that's not a revive. It may well be a recon mission down below. Now, they're going to be aware that the players are on top of them. Hank has been running around, not crouched, so I'm sure footsteps have been picked up by this point by the team below. Is it a team of two that arrived in that Bertha? Could be a completely different squad altogether. Seems a little more likely at this point. Sending out a snapshot, trying to get some eyes on the players beneath. Unfortunately, not doing so. Just a little too far away.
I have a C4 on their car so for whenever they go back forward.
Love that play. Devin decides to stick a C4 on the big Bertha, hoping that if this team decides to pull back and try and find their escape, he'll be able to absolutely devastate them with that C4 as they try and pull away. Gonna yoink a little bit of ammo from that big crate there. Ignores the smoke grenade. Pushing a little more aggressively now. Eyes swiveling left to right, left to right.
We can get a loadout.
No sign of these players anywhere. They may well have taken care of their recon and pieced out.
You want to drive over so when I expose, or?
Yeah, that'll work.
Hank opts in for the vehicle there. Devin loads up behind him. Nice to see Captain Price and Mace working together on this one, ladies and gentlemen. The irony being that I guess Hank Baskett is probably the same size as Mace. Giant NFL player like himself. Maybe minus the mask and the attitude and the overzealous scarring on the body. They push back up to the bunker. Yes, to get that loadout. Oh no, they offer an armor box. Bold choice. Oh no, didn't actually yoink it. There we go, 10,000 in the kitty. Grab the loadout, and now we're talking about some real plays. As soon as they get this loadout, they got to be careful of that team that they encountered earlier on in the ground floor of the police station. Aren't pushing them aggressively right now. Goes to the M13 Warzone loadout. Big fan of the M13. I think right now the ARs that are really dominating for most players who are regularly playing Warzone include the M13, the Kilo, and the Grau. Of course, the Bruin for the longest time was the meta. It's been nerfed down significantly now. Opting for a thermal scope on that sniper. Not sure how you feel, chat. For me personally, thermal optics, never my go-to. Especially when you're trying to get snipe shots through windows, especially in the Warzone mode. As we well know, it's rife with campers. They love hiding inside of those buildings behind window panes. And you just won't see them with that sniper optic on there. Short barrel on that M13. Definitely going for a pusher class there.
Drop back, headed your way.
Second loadout, free loadout.
Of course, we get a loadout. Look, it dropped right across the bridge.
Oh yeah.
300 meters to their 6.
Yeah,
just where they arrived from the bunker.
Right here.
I hear them complaining about it. Just starting to pitch up inside a building. I would not be doing that. First off, you're nowhere near the circle. You've got to get yourself inside of that gas, not end up being in trouble from late engagement. Secondly, that's a free loadout, baby. Get over there, grab your perks, maybe get ghosted up.
Got it.
So that one's only
You can hear in the comms there. Devin seems to have pegged a couple of teams back across the way towards the bunker. So they're opting to decide to just pull back from the loadout, not opt for a second one to pick up any extra perks they were hoping for, and instead to take to the hills. Run to the hills! Off they go.
I got the M13. And,
absolute demons, the two of them. No kills yet.
Alright. Do you have ghost enabled right now?
No.
For Devin.
No? Alright.
We can switch over to Hank Baskett's view. I guess that's a big fat note there.
Ain't seeing nothing. See, I like the M4. I know it hits harder, but that M13.
Discussion between the lads there about which guns they prefer to use.
And Hank
Baskett opts for the M4, he's saying. Obviously, Devin runs the M13. I mean, if you're looking for laser beam, an absolute laser beam that can do close engagement and that mid-level engagement as well, I'd always opt for the Kilo right now. I just think it's got more punch power, packs a little more oomph in those engagements, both close up and at mid-range. But each to their own. You know, it's whatever feels good to you, really. This boy's going to be working the outside of the wooded area, cleaning out all of this loot. Unfortunately, looting will not add any points onto that leaderboard score. They've really got to find some players to engage with. A vehicle pulls up behind them. Little ATV coming in hot in the northwest direction. They spotted it now.
Yeah, someone's sniping nice over there.
Now, for me, when I'm seeing pings like that on the map so close behind them on their 6, I would be turning around and lighting up that team while they're pushing aggressively forward instead of looking for the kills and the players behind them. I will never know. Interesting choices. I guess they're hoping to watch them as they push from right to left over here towards the lumberyard.
I think that's where it stopped.
As you can see there, Hank Baskett's got 2 kills up on the score. Securing 2 solid points for him and his teammate Devin. Good joint effort there. All points will go towards their final scores. Doesn't matter who actually gets the final kill there. I'm sure we'll see on those final scoreboards, but the damage has been done by both players. Heartbeat sensor out, pushing nice and stealthily forward.
One's going to be in that building, sounds like. They're close to it.
Dropping a pin on the large building just across the way from them.
Okay.
Seems they think there's 2 teams over this way in Lumber. And they don't want to get pinched in between them.
Try to see if
Makes
I can
sense to me.
Find out where they are.
Nothing on Heartbeat. Again, such a personal way of playing this game. There's so many different styles of play. There's so many different ways to do it. Whether you're just going to sit on a rooftop with a sniper.
Just saw one though. I don't know if it's team.
And look for those epic kills across distance. Or whether you want to get a more aggressive pusher class. Maybe an MP5 or an MP7.
Yeah, that's me.
Along with the Kilo, the Growl, the M13, the M4. Or even a PKM or Bruin.
Behind us.
Alright. I'm moving up into this.
Seems to be turning their attention now to the players that were behind them a little earlier on. It's about time, but unfortunately, you've already lost sight of their position. This is why I would have kept my eyes so tracked on that position, especially when you get those pings, especially when you get a sign of exactly where someone is. Both players here playing incredibly defensively right now.
So be careful.
Now, I understand that thought. I understand that thought process of thinking, well, listen, we want to get a good late game placement. We want to make sure we maintain some kind of safety for those final circles and maybe look for kills in the final circles. It's not a bad option. Player Ghoulies over the top of them. Spots it a little bit too late there, Devon. I'm surprised from him. He lit up the other player so rapidly earlier on. And again, they're losing sight. The team's slightly split from one another. Absolutely no eyes to his 6 there. Devon can get popped from that hillside where that team of 2 rode in on the ATV and doesn't seem to care whatsoever. Just trying to get eyes on this player on the roof. By this point, I assume he would have pieced out the back, maybe pushed over to these houses to find himself some loot, get some guns, and get back in the game.
This is me. You're hearing right.
They decide to turn their attentions back towards the circle. You're gonna have to move stealthily now, keeping their eyes on a swivel. I will say, it's a joy to see those flicks to the left and the right. Devon is always keeping his eyes on all different directions, trying to see if that player might be laying on top of that building where he ghoulied into.
We have...
I'm pretty certain he's no longer there.
We're either going to be in the open running or what you want.
Trying to decide now whether they want to take that big, long jog into the circle, or whether they're going to pick up the Big Bertha on the way. Seems like they've opted for the Big Bertha there. Dropping a little ping on it.
Yeah, let's get this vehicle over here.
I don't see a trophy system in either of their inventories at the moment, which means this will be a little bit of a precarious push. Little bunny hops around every corner. Nice little pixelated camo there. Almost looks like a Minecraft skin. And they just got a bounty placed on Devon's head there, ladies and gentlemen.
There's gonna be some buildings over here. I don't know exactly where.
I'm looking. Go to my mark.
Back of that truck.
Orange mark.
Riding in between the buildings. A very dangerous way to do it. I would have ridden straight through in the open. By running in between the buildings, you leave yourself susceptible to C4s being thrown out or RPG spams out top windows. But they've seemed to YOLO it. Aggressively through the buildings, taking the most direct route into this final, well, third circle.
Get up here.
Using the truck as cover.
Oh, sniper!
They'll start to push in towards the building.
He's at
Sniper glint.
in the mountains.
Hank seems to have picked up a sniper glint.
Quarter of the way up.
Hit him twice.
Couple of shots there from Devon. Seems to have pegged him once.
Yep. He's right over there.
Devon was looking for those quick scope finishes. Decides to pull back.
Damn, we need a second.
Grab a little bit of cover before pushing forward. Makes sense to me. And they get a lot of money in their inventory. Oh, an aggressive push there from another team. And Devon is dropped. Can Hank take care of that team? Maintain his presence.
He was right.
He knows there's a player. He knows there's a player out there.
The door.
They send a stun in. Doesn't find its mark. Oh, as he looks at his heartbeat sensor to see where the player is. Unfortunately, the animation of putting away that heartbeat sensor is what cost him the win there in that engagement. Both teams drops. Fortunately, Devon wins his ghoulie.
Oh, you already got back
into the AO.
Yeah, I'm already in.
I wonder if he's going to fly nice and high, hold out for Hank, see if he can win his gulag, and they can find a new position together.
That's where they were.
as a solid duo
I don't know where
squad.
anyone else is.
Now, at this point, they've got to
Scared to
assume
go
there's going to be
prison right
players
now, to be
over at
honest.
prison.
Yeah.
I imagine there's going to be a lot of players over in downtown as well.
Where it looks like it's going,
Where is that final circle going to end up, though, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question at this point. 50 seconds until it starts moving again. He decided to push down, keep himself hovered above that most wanted, just in case Hank Baskett can't make out the gulag. LMGs, boys, LMGs. Hank looking both sides, send a flash out one side so he can push aggressively from the right. Gets lit up from his flank. Player behind him, and it's all over. Devin gives him the call and says, don't worry, buddy, I've got you. There's a most wanted to my 6.
Just need a better weapon.
Am I going to grab it? No, I'm going to circle round and round and round it. And completely ignore it. Let it get pushed out by the gas. Seems to think there's a player inside of that small building there next to the buy station. Unfortunately, he was wrong.
Damn,
the players were directly behind him. Manages to down one, but doesn't get the finish. Place 16th. Will they rack up any points on the scoreboard at all? 3 kills.
Yeah, we got
A
pinned.
reasonable final placement. Well, Hank, you racked up 3 kills there. Yourself and Devon. Not bad plays across the board. I feel like you were playing very defensively early game. You had that first engagement, got a couple of kills racked up. I thought that was going to be a sign of things to come. But then the two of you decided to be a little bit more defensive, constantly working from building to building to building to building. Was that the thought all the way through, or is that just how things ended up because you didn't encounter any other players?
We were talking before the game started, and we definitely decided, like, kind of just like lay back as much as we can, just kind of let the circle go in as we played. But yeah.
So right here is, you got to think about strategy. It's the longer we survive, the more points he's going to get. If someone comes across our path, of course, the kills. So you got to pick your poison, get a higher placement, or go for the more kills. However you want to roll the dice.
So you were opting for the higher placement, I'm guessing, which didn't necessarily work out in your favor in the final circles there, in that 3rd to 4th circle. You got pushed by a team directly behind you, Devin. That was very unlucky. I saw you focusing over near the buy station, not realizing you had a team of 2 sitting right on your 6. But Hank, I think you got lit up because of the old animation of the heartbeat sensor.
Yep, yeah. I thought I was going to get the guy, and he didn't pop up. So I might be dropping that right there. Need to get on some flash.
That heartbeat sensor can be incredibly useful, but if you're backed out into a corner, unfortunately, just the fact that you had it out, the time it took to put it away, to get your gun out, by that point, it was too late and it was game over. So our previous partnership of Hank Baskett and, of course, Devin McMullen ranked up 4 points there, ladies and gentlemen. 3 for the kills, 1 for the 16th placement. And now we move on to our second duo partnership, going full send into Verdansk, who are going to be Philip Sussman. And, of course, joining him again will be Hank Baskett. Hank, Philip, you ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's been the pre-game chat so far? What have you established as your own rules of engagement? Philip, you're going to be doing something different to Devin's gameplay previously?
Yes, I'm going to try to get more into action because it was kind of a slow game last game. I'm going to try to get a little bit more into it, but without dying in like 50 seconds place.
You're gonna be all right, man. I mean, I think an early sweaty engagement is not a bad idea as long as you've got your ghoulie in reserve to hopefully bring you back. And also, we've already seen from yourself in those final multiplayer matches, and also Hank throughout all of his multiplayer matches, that you guys can get those kills. There are precision aim there. There is a good chance you'll get a high kill game if you go aggressive. So I wish you both the best of luck with it. Hank, Philip, let's do this.
Let's get this dub, Hank.
I like it. Now that we know that point schedule or scoring, I definitely think kills is the way to go. So, hey, you run point, I got you. Got Overwatch, what you need, but let's do this. We got beat 4. We got to beat 4.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with round number 2. Philip and Hank dropping hot in the AO, hoping to beat that score of 4 from the previous round with Devin and Hank. Will they be able to do it? Time will tell. Going for a more aggressive gameplay, more early engagements. Let's see where they're going to drop. That really will determine just how sweaty those first engagements are. What about a bit of Ghost Train? No Ghost Train. They're going straight for a Scav. Doesn't look like the sweatiest drop choice. I would have gone directly down to Superstore if you're looking to engage the teams early on. But what do I know about Warzone? Everything. I'm literally in it. Right, I can see at least two other duo squads seem to be heading for a similar area. In fact, they look like they're all going for that scavenger contract straight off the rip. Hank looks like he'll be landing first. Can he get the guns on the roof of the bank there and get an early engagement? Seems like the other two duo teams have pulled back slightly, understanding that they're going to be a little late to the game in terms of pickups and getting those ground loot. Not the best ground loot so far. Would be nice to pick up something a little more exciting than the EBR-14 and a Ram 7. Although the Ram really can kick, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to count for that recoil and that kickback, that gun really does destroy at close and mid-range. Looks like they're going to be piecing out from that location. Philip seems to have forgotten that he's even got a spare plate in his inventory. Will he play it up? Or will he just hold on to 2 plates for the rest of his life? Throwing caution to the wind. Oh, telephone call. That's probably my mum. Someone answer it, for the love of God, for the meme, if nothing else. Answer the phone. Nope, completely ignores the phone. She's going to let that one ring out.
I don't know about the Harvey, man. That guy got in trouble. Oh!
I guess we'll never get to know who it was.
Oh, get out of here. No, I went to pick up my C4. Yeah. No, I went to pick up my other C4 and that was detonated on me. I was like, what the?
Hank has finally plated up a little bit there. Pushing over the side towards that scavenger. And now they're being hunted. Philip has actually been racked up for a bounty contract, which means there will be a team coming in hot. Threat level's only sitting at 1 so far, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't mean they need to worry about it just yet. Not just yet. Right, finally. Nice little blue P90 there. Nice bit of ground loot. 50 mag.
Let's go get some kills.
With absolute laser beam precision. Allows you to shred players at close range without care in the world. Love to see them pushing aggressively through these buildings, grabbing as much loot as possible, trying to stack up money. I mean, they currently have almost $20,000. And yeah, I haven't seen them mark a buy station yet to go and convert that into a decent loadout. Would love to hear some more comms between the two of them. Perhaps they haven't yet decided on which buy station to go to, even though there is one very close. Again, that buy station, though, often a point where you can get easily lit up from the tall building directly on your 6. The one that they are flanking around the outside of now. Maybe that's the play. Hop up the zip line, jump in the elevator shaft, get to the top, make sure that they're protected from the roof. And then one of the players can go across and grab that loadout marker. Or no, they're just going to completely ignore the amount of money they have in their inventory. $24,000 just sitting there doing nothing. It frustrates me beyond belief.
You're located.
Now we're going to watch Hank run up 16 flights of stairs. Why didn't he take the elevator shaft? I'll never know. He's just getting his steps in, ladies and gentlemen. He recently bought a Fitbit and he needs to get those steps up. 7,000, 7,001, 7,002, 7,003, 7,004. He'll get there. He'll get there. Trying to drop a little bit of that COVID weight, maybe.
I got this nice watch I unlocked.
Love to see what Phil is up to on the roof there. There we go. He's got some great eyes on the corner. Sees a King contract to his 6. In fact, they are almost flanked by King contracts, both sides.
I'm moving.
All right.
Here's some shots across the way. Is the King being lit up by someone else? Didn't see anything ping on the mini-map.
Oh no, he's above.
Flying directly over the buy station. No desire whatsoever to get themselves a decent loadout. and he'll push aggressively into the base of that building where that King contract is sitting on top of. One from below, one from above. Is that the play? Trying to pinch that player in between? May well be. Into the stairwell.
Is there a rope?
He's got that SMG. Pack some serious stopping power. Both of them running with SMGs right now.
I'm coming up.
King contract sitting just 10 meters above him on that heartbeat sensor.
So if you go down, I'm right there.
Looks like the player may well be in the stairwell, 15 meters directly ahead. Is he right at the top, or is he coming down the stairs towards him? 13.9 meters. Almost feels as if they're both running upstairs. I feel like the King contract might have heard the footsteps below him and is pushing higher up and has yeeted off the side of the building. Strange that he's not actually showing up on the heartbeat sensor. Oh, there he is, 10.8 meters. And he's got Hanks at his 6 now. They're ready to push together. 2 players up on the roof.
Yeah, he's on the bottom floor. Just making sure there's no teammates.
And only one man to take down. Can they do it?
Does this one go? Oh.
Has he pushed out through the other stairwell and is making his way back down the building? I think that may well be the case.
Won't go down. No.
Now will Phil pop off the side, make his way down even faster, and try and pinch that player in between on the stairwell? Or he's going to stay and hold this roof?
He went all the way down.
After all that big talk at the beginning of the game, ladies and gentlemen, or pre-game, about going for early engagements, trying to get as high kills as possible.
Here comes, helicopter.
It's strange to see them being so relaxed and so defensive in their playstyle. Enemy helo comes across to their building. Looks like that King contract got his teammate back, and now the 2 of them are pushing aggressively to retake that roof and maybe show Hank and Phil who's boss.
I hear someone.
.3 meters. I think that's coming from above. No eyes above them.
Alright, you take the exit if he comes.
And a lovely little kill there. Hank absolutely decimates. Means they're both rocking armor satchels now. 8 plates in the spank. That's exactly what you want.
Loadout drop inbound.
They took off.
3 players popping up on the heartbeat sensor there.
They're back in the helicopter.
Means that remaining team member might be getting third party by another duo.
Gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
14.9 meters above. So the team of 2 has remained. Perhaps they picked up Phil and Hank on their heartbeat sensor as well. May well be the case. Drops down a proximity mine. I wouldn't sit that close to it, mate. You will take some residual damage if that gets set off. He could sit back inside that doorway of that stairwell, giving himself a nice little way to backtrack should he need it. Hasn't looked at that heartbeat monitor for a little while. 1.6 meters. Looks like they're going to be pushing aggressively now into that room. 24 meters in the other direction from up top.
The stairs. If they come around that corner, it's you.
Looks like both teams are just sitting either side of that doorway. Neither one wanting to push. Phil decides to be a little bit more aggressive, to look around the corner, peeks it. Can't see anyone there. That's because the team are going to be directly below him. 1.5 meters. Facing the wrong way there. He won't be able to pick him up on heartbeat sensor. Perhaps they pulled out of this building. Slow and steady, slow and cautious.
Good location.
Could have been a good time to push aggressively off the side of that awning over the entrance to the building. And whilst the players were desperately looking around themselves, wondering where on earth Phil and Hank had pegged themselves up, it could have taken an early kill. Only 1 kill, remember, on the scoreboard for them right now. That's 1 point in the bank. They're going to need to do a little bit more than that if they want to beat the previous score of 4 from Devin and Hank.
Nope, I broke 1 shield.
Sends a C4 out, hoping for the knock. Doesn't find its mark. He peeks around that corner. He will get the down there. Unfortunately, gets picked up by a player from behind. And down to the gulag they will go. Both players At least one of them needs to come out on
go in,
top
I'll
in
tell you
these
left or right.
ghoulies. Otherwise, it's game over. 42 teams, 41 teams still in the running now, ladies and gentlemen. That placement is way too low for them to score any points whatsoever. Nice little rock to the side of Ragnarok Thor's head. Love that skin. Riot shields are plenty, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a nice patience.
Why do they have them in the game? It's anybody's guess. Why do they have them in the gulag? Because they're meant.
I'm not seeing. Okay. He's going your right. He's in the middle. He's in
Fire set aside. They won't be able to take advantage of that, unfortunately. Woo! Killed by Rooney. 22 there. Phil is out of the running. It's down to Hank Baskett to try and pull it through for the team. Oh, manages to get a couple of shots, but can't find the finish. He knows the player's on his left. And the other players spawn, hoping for a nice little Semtex finish. What? And it's all over for this team. Only 1 point, 1 kill.
God.
Woo! Hating that gulag, my man. Hey, what happened in that final gulag? I felt like you got a couple of good shots on that player. It looked like you were going to take him down. And then he managed to replenish his health and take the center match.
Yep. Well, I shouldn't have let him get around that corner. That was my fault. Once I got him, I should have went behind him. Give him that time to recover. Damn.
I want to know more what happened between the two of you in terms of your pre-game big man talk, because you were like, we're going for early kills, we're going for a high kill game, we're going to go aggressive. And then immediately you had two teams drop exactly where you were on the scavenger mission. You ignored the scavenger, you pieced out from the other two teams. And then you seemed to take very defensive positions throughout the rest of the match. What was going on?
Well, I think because we were just chasing that guy around, that one kind of got us. You know, that guy was playing, duck, duck, goose, going upstairs, then jumping off, going down. So I think that cost us a little and allowed other teams to catch up with us. And I should have been smarter when I first shot at that guy. Should have waited for his teammate.
Same.
It was also, I saw that you had some clever plays that you were trying to set up, like the dropping of the proximity mines when you had that team of two that you thought were on the same level as you just around the corner, but actually were directly below you on the ground floor. It was good planning, but as soon as you realized they were a floor below, I was hoping to expect you guys jumping off the awning of the front of that building and going for an aggressive push. But again, you played a little bit defensively.
Yeah, I agree. We should have just abandoned the scavs and should have just went for the kills. But yeah, it is what it is. So,
final question as well. I saw that you managed to rack up almost $40,000 collectively in your inventory and didn't spend a penny. Is this like COVID? Are you trying to save up because the work is a bit thin on the ground right now?
Honestly, I didn't even realize we had that much money. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, we should have.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, we should have just went, like I said, aggressive and went for the buy, got a loadout, and just dipped out of there and gone away from downtown. Because Hank was telling me that downtown was not as strong suit, and neither mine. So, yeah, we should have just got out of there.
If you've learned one thing, it's listen to the basket.
Yep.
He knows what he's talking about.
I think the lack of Warzone experience between the two of us kind of got us right there. Because just like he said, I didn't even pay attention to the money we had. We were just trying to chase those guys around.
I was desperately screaming into your comms that you couldn't hear me at all, obviously. Get a loadout, get your guns, get some decent weaponry, get some UAVs. You can see exactly where everyone is on the map. But you know what, lads? You did it. You got stuck in. You got a kill. Unfortunately.
We got to get more than one kill. Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, you also came in 37th. So you won't be getting... there won't be any points for your placement. You will get a point for that kill, but it's not going to be good enough to take you to the top of the leaderboard. But well done, lads. GG's.
Okay.
Let's move into our third and final partnership. So our third and final partnership dropping in the AO are going to be Nick Madison and, of course, Hank the Tank for his third and final time today, who is on fire to drop again. You've seen 2 matches now. What are you guys going to be doing differently? Nick, talk me through it.
Well, for one, I'm going to follow Basket's lead. I think I'm going to be a leader in this situation.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I do got to play. I tend to play very aggressive, so I'm going to try and hold back a little bit.
No, go for it, man. Let's do it.
There you go.
Well,
listen to the basket. I'm with Hank.
Hey,
get involved. Get stuck in.
5 kills and you win. So let's just go for it, man. We need 5 points.
Right. You can do that off the rip. Storage Town, Stadium, any of the hot drops. Get in there, get those 5 kills, and then just put your controller down and go and make a sandwich. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, our third and final partnership dropping in the AO, of course, Nick Madison and Hank Baskett. Let's get them into their final Warzone match before the Airmen team up and go head-to-head against the other bases.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, let's see this.
Okay, folks, here we go with our third Warzone match.
Where is
Nick Madison and Hank Baskett working together to try and beat that score of 4 points. Sounds like an easy task, but as we know, in a Warzone, anything can happen.
You want to land somewhere, grab some gear? I'll go straight for that contract.
Sounds like they've listened to my advice, picking a nice, sweaty first drop. Boneyard, often good for early engagements at the start of a Warzone match. Rack up a few kills. Remember, they got that gulag. If they do believe in their own gulag abilities, dropping hot straight off the rip can often be the best play. Try and get a few points on the scoreboard. Plus, a great place to loot. Always full of loot boxes. Pretty much every one of these fuselage has a nice little loot box sitting in it. Except this one. Prove me wrong. There we go. His next door neighbor had a little something for him. He's got himself a red crown. I absolutely love that gun. It destroys.
I ain't got. Right there coming
Immediately
in.
pings some of the other players coming in. Gets a little hit on them.
Decoy.
Doesn't get the crack, doesn't get the finish. Throws out a decoy grenade, hopefully leading him in the opposite direction.
Oh, he scared me.
Tries to take a little shot at Hank, just to remind him that he's there. Hello, Hank. Here's a bullet.
I'll take that.
Very confused as to why, after pinging that player and getting one shot on him, there wasn't an aggressive push to finish.
Was that you?
If anything, focusing on looting up is not going to be the way to get those kills. Fortunately, Hank Baskett is a little bit more on his game. Manages to get one player down. There's a res happening right now. A revive is happening right now. Instead of pushing aggressively and getting the down, he lets them both revive. Manages to get a crack on the armor of that player. One will spread left. No, they're going to be both moving to his left, rotating round. Another team has pinched him from behind. He's getting third party here. Picks up the LMG, but it's down to the ghoulie. He goes.
4 of them?
Yeah.
I got hit by that stun grenade.
You can really tell the players in this who favor the multiplayer matches. Today we've seen some great multiplayer action, high kills on all of those maps. Some great teamwork in the 2v2 gunfights. Unfortunately, when it comes to Warzone, those skills don't necessarily transfer across. You've got to play both modes. You've really got to get experience both in multiplayer maps and, of course, in the Warzone too. Waits for him to empty his clip, tries to push aggressively. Is he going to get the finish on the go? Yes, he does. Get out of my lobby, he says.
In the back like that. So rude.
Back to the Warzone. Nick will drop. Hopefully joined by Hank Baskett. He's going to be running his ghoulie match right now. Looks like his Tomagunchi has just been born, ladies and gentlemen. We're witnessing a moment of joy amongst all this death and violence. Something sweet and innocent, like the birth of a Tomagunchi, can lift our spirits. Right, Hank Baskett down the ghoulie. Another LMG match, and it's an easy win there.
Bail on this?
Get out of my lobby.
Go back in and finish this area up.
There's a lot of people.
Both players respawning back in the AO.
Okay.
Trying to work out exactly where they're going to go. So they're going to opt not to pick up that scavenger they collected a little earlier on. Instead, dropping to the buildings, over to the mountainside. Looks unlooted. Nice little long distance AUG there. Long range SMG. Plating up. Not a bad idea. Oh, I love that kilo as ground loot. Doesn't seem to want to pick it up though. Clearly doesn't favor the gun. One of my favorites for ground loot. But that was he's opting for the Bruin there. Going for that higher mag 100 clip count. Over the kilo, which I think for ground loot normally just drops as a 30.
A little toxic.
We hear the call for an enemy UAV overhead. Could be the teams across from the boneyard. Trying to locate some players to take care of. And they'll find them if they push this direction.
Still got a minute.
LMG here.
There you go.
Little spark on that plug socket there. Someone needs to send in an electrician. Take care of that wiring. Someone can get hurt, ladies and gentlemen.
Back on. The BR is
hunkering down now. Only one kill.
All right.
I dropped that one.
For each player.
I'm gonna try to pick up.
And that can only be attributed to their ghoulie matches.
Yeah. There's definitely still people in that
It will
area.
still count though. 2 points
two
up on the scoreboard.
Well.
Unfortunately,
I heard some
they're going to need at least
gunshots to the
3 more
right.
to take the top position in these Warzone matches. Ooh!
Right,
It makes
you
my
stay back.
heart
I'll see
skip
if
a
I
beat
can
every time they
grab
ADS in
this
that
and
long in a completely different direction,
finish up
leaving themselves exposed from the sides and behind like that. They have opted to go back for the scavenger crates.
Oops, somebody just called something over
Now,
here.
will the team that they encountered earlier on still be in this area? And will that team have spotted their scav crate? Maybe they'll be camping it.
Helicopters
We'll
landed
find out
over there.
very shortly.
Got a helo.
Nick crouching, taking a nice stealthy approach, keeping his eyes looking in every direction.
How close are you?
Man, it looks like the scavenger crate is open.
Yeah, we gotta come
Burst
here.
AR, he looks at it. Will he take it? He will. Apparently loves the burst
so
AR.
far I haven't
He must be the only
heard
person in the world who
anything, so.
does. Running with 2 ARs though, limiting the amount of ammo he actually have there.
Someone just called in something over here as well.
Strange that he
Yeah,
would have dropped the
I heard it to the
SMG
right.
for 2 ARs.
All right, we're gonna be right next
What
to
do
the
I
shop
know?
after this.
That helicopter just took off.
2 of the lads seem a little bit split at the moment. They spot an enemy helo up on the AO. Decide not to engage it. I would have lit that bad boy up. No one gets to fly a bird over me.
Enemy team is
Except perhaps.
They're right on us.
Now, I understand why they're playing a little more defensively. Nick already has a 3 threat level, which means he is being hunted hard by these bounty hunters.
Taking a risk, going over this way.
No eyes, though. Not able to spot where they are. Maybe not the best time to run
we
out in
need
the
armor
open.
plates
However, running in
right
that
now,
direction has
but-
taken the threat level down to 2. And there they are. They have eyes on our boy Nick and Hank. Will they return any fire? Now would be a good time to do it. Managed to get 1 pop there.
Hit him once, he's right here.
Not enough to crack the armor or got the down.
He has range too.
Rotates around the back. Now would be a good time to play up.
There's
You can
one
tell
to
the players
right
who
as
haven't
well.
played
He's
an
right
awful
behind
lot of
the box.
Warzone. They forget to play up in between engagements. He's got 2 in storage and yet isn't using them. Hank trying to put
Is he
that
on the
sniper to
fence?
good use.
Right.
Woo!
No, he's behind this rock.
Takes
Right
another
there.
shot to the face.
Right where I'm walking,
Doesn't
yeah.
play up. Someone, for the love of God, tell him to play up.
Oh, I got shot in the back.
Nice down there for Hank Baskett, though.
Nope. There's an enemy.
Unfortunately, Nick is down and will be out. Can he get the finish? He gets the down.
teams again.
This is another team that is pushing him from behind. That would have been a team wipe. And it's all over for these boys. Nick and Hank Baskett are down and out. I believe with just 3 kills to their name and 47th position. Whew. Three kills total.
Oh, man.
Poor positioning, unfortunately.
Yeah, they were up
47th
in
is
that
where you
area
came
now.
out of all the squads in the war zone there. But you will get 3 points for those 3 kills. Now, Hank, Nick, first question I've got to ask you off the rip. Do you know what armor plates are?
Well, we did have them. I just kept getting tapped with them.
You know what you know what they are, right? And how to put them on. Because there were about
yes, I do.
3 engagements there where you were walking around for at least 20 seconds with absolutely no replaying up. It was killing me. It was absolutely killing me. Was that just because you were so focused in, or is this what we're seeing about people who are so used to playing multiplayer that really, if you're playing hardcore, team deathmatch, day in, day out, you just don't ever think about plating up?
Yeah, it's a bad habit.
Preach right there.
What would you have done differently? What would you have done differently, Nick? Oh, I saw you running around. I saw both of you. Hank, you had a beautiful little sniper at the end there. I was worried you kept peeking out in the same position instead of changing up your location either side of that fuselage. So I was a bit worried for you, but you got a beautiful down. And then when Nick took that kill behind him, I was hoping that would be the team wipe, but I think he got pushed by a third party there.
Yep. When I watched the kill cam, that guy, they came from both locations.
So you got pinched in between two teams. Taking 3 kills, which is 3 points up on the leaderboard. Unfortunately, the final positioning was 47th, gentlemen, which means you won't be getting any points for your positioning. 3 kills, still respectable, better than 0. 2 of those were a gulag. But let's head over here right now to our leaderboards, have a look at the final points. Devin McMullen sitting out top with 4 points to their names. Nicholas Madison, 3 points, and Philip Sussman down in the bottom, just 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is our Davis-Monthan team who are going to be going head-to-head with the other air bases in the finale of the Command Clash.
All right, that's a wrap on Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Jeff, these guys were pretty scrappy today.
Pretty scrappy in the multiplayer modes, yeah, but when it came to Warzone, not very high scoring. So we'll see what happens when they work together in the finale of the Command Clash, when all the bases go head-to-head. Hopefully they do a little bit better than they did in Warzone today. Time will tell.
Yeah, let's hope. All right, Jeff, you're awesome per usual. See you next week for our last installation.
Thank you so much, Lisa. And I'll see you guys 5 days a week at facebook.gg/JeffLeachComedian. Shameless plug. Bye.
Later. All right, and to our special guests. Earlier, we said goodbye to Clay Matthews. It was such a pleasure to have him with me to post-game interview the Airmen, and I'm sure the Airmen were just as thrilled to be able to have some games with him as well. So hypes in chat one more time for Clay Matthews. Also fragging out with us today, we can't forget the one and only Hank Baskett, everybody. Hank, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Any final words for our viewers?
Oh, thanks for everybody tuning in. Appreciate what our servicemen and women do. It's an honor to be able to play with them. And Lisa, as always, it's great seeing you again. I miss you now that y'all moved back east, but we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, you got to come visit. All right, thank you, man. Stay safe out there. You're fantastic. We'll see you next time. All right, you guys, moving on. Of course, we've got to thank our Airmen. Thank you to them. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And we're so grateful for their service. Guys, you're fantastic as well. I mean, come on, this is all for you. And you guys put on a great show. Let's go one by one right here with anything you'd like to say to our viewers. Where can everyone find you? Let's start with you, Nicholas.
You can type in my BOOYA-AYOOB on Twitch, YouTube, just about anything. I'm the only one.
All right, nice.
Same thing for me. My in-game name is my Twitch and YouTube as well, but I'm pretty sure it's a O in the game, but it's a 0 in everything else. So.
Alrighty.
My name's like the same, Phil the Future for Call of Duty, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, I guess, with Philip Sussman, and on Twitch with Titan Sloth.
There it is. There you have it. Good job today again, guys, and good luck in the finale. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's all she wrote. Thank you all for watching, and a big thank you to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Next week, we're heading to our final installation, Joint Base Langley Eustis in Virginia. We'll see you all right here at the same time, same place, every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Until then, stay safe. Good night. Welcome to U.S. Air Force Command Clash, bringing active duty airmen and special guests
Let's do this.
to battle it out on the virtual grounds of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We'll be taking you to 4 different air bases, but only one will be victorious. Jeff Leach, everyone.
This is your commanding officer, Ghost, ready to drop hot in the AO and clap some of those noobs' cheeks. The bit of a cat and mouse chase right now. And it's a nice down there from Alex Navan. Wow, another down there as well. What a throw! Absolute beast move there. Welcome to the war zone. Oh!